This week, these last 7 days, I've spent time with 6 of the most radiantly joyful people I have ever encountered. Two sisters that I had never met or never heard of, individually approached me, thank goodness, at the Christmas dinner at the community center here in Cortez. In each case, we spoke for 10 or 15 minutes. Their radiant joy just exuded from them. They didn't have to say anything. Each of them devotes a major portion of their life to preparing food for we homeless and poor and outcast. Just moments ago, a fellow pulled up just ahead of me in his not new car, opened the back hatch, reached in and grabbed a bag that he carried back to me with the lunch that I'm now finishing. He and I spoke for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm hoping that later this week we'll get together further. This is Saturday. He has delivered, I think it was something like 10,000 bags of lunch to people that he encounters on the streets of Cortez that could use such a thing. And if they'd like, he speaks with them. And if they like, he prays for them. And I asked him, I had a hunch what the answer was, but he wouldn't have known what I was trying to discover. I said, he's a member of a church here in town, and he works with a variety of churches and maybe social agencies. But this is a citizen. He was not getting paid for this. I said, let's say Jesus was standing right here, and Jesus said, guys, I'm sorry, you were misled. There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is no life after this one. He didn't mind me taking us in this direction, this fellow. I said to this gentleman that handed me this bag of lunch, delicious, let's say Jesus came and said, there is no heaven, there is no hell, there is no life after this one. Would you keep doing what you're doing? And he instantly said yes. And I asked why. And in my words, but I don't think he'd mind, for the abundant, joyful life of it. James, I'm James. It was, I just knew that would be his answer. No heaven, no hell, yes, I'd keep doing this. I mentioned 6 people. Another is, of course, my brother Mark, who I'm spending time here with in Cortez. He is embarrassing to me. He is just endlessly serving the community. He works so that he has a business And the reason he has that business is to make enough money that he can keep on serving. The clothes he wears are falling off of him in tatters. He has no time to care. He is so consumed with the joyful life of loving people in the community, serving people in the community, that he just doesn't have time to divert to his own needs. I hope he is not self-sacrificial. I hope he is not self-abusive in that. A little bit borderline, but I don't think that's it. He knows that he has to keep himself healthy to be able to serve. But serving is his life. Helping other souls is his life. Other than my biological dad, I don't think I've ever encountered anyone more intrinsically joyful than my brother Mark. And then Jason, who I've also spent time with. I don't know a lot about his background. I know it included prison. I think that it has included tremendous hardships. I'm thinking of Lazarus, who spent his life getting his teeth kicked in by a heartless, joyless, soulless society and community. I only partly tease Jason sometimes when we're talking that I need to get sunglasses, because at times his soul just blares out of him. He's been consumed recent days fashioning a cross as perfectly as he can for a needy soul that he thinks it will delight. And he radiates joy in those attempts that he finds tremendously frustrating. But the service that he's trying to provide to this needy soul keeps him going. So that's 5, and I said 6. And the one speaking here, James, is number 6. This one speaking here is one of the most radiantly joyful people he has ever encountered. And he didn't used to be. It used to be intermittent. And it's only once he understands it this way now. He didn't understand it this way at the beginning. It's only once he said to Jesus, "Jesus, man, go ahead, destroy my life, ruin it, kill me if you want, but I'm going to do it your way." This about 25 years ago. Learning what that meant every day, every week, every month since. Jesus, go ahead, destroy my life, man, because doing it man's way is just not working for me. Yes, I've got the money, I've got the prestige, I've got the comfort, I've got the safety, I've got the intoxication, I've got the pleasure. I don't have the joy, man. You did. I'm going to try it your way and see if I can do that too. Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John. And as near as I can tell, if I'm not a psychotic delusional, and there's a pretty good chance I'm not, the only reason I want to be alive is to try and serve the least of these, my brothers and sisters, their souls, not their bodies. That's the hook, that's the excuse, that's the entree, but it's the soul that I'm interested in. And of course, that's all that Jesus and God were interested in. As Jesus said, the spirit is life, the flesh means nothing. And everything he said, and everything he lived, and everything he showed indicates that he believed that. We are so blind, we have lost we haven't lost the plot. Christianity hasn't lost the plot. The church hasn't lost the plot. The scribes and Pharisees hadn't lost the plot. They never had it. And that's why Jesus came. Figuratively or literally, he'd look down from heaven and said, Father, these folks don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. I'm going to get down. I'm going to make of myself a human being, not a fake sky god. I'm going to make of myself a human being, and I am going to fashion myself into a conduit for you, Father. I am going to radiate your goodness, your love, your priorities. And maybe someone will get it, and very few have. But the 5 people that I spent time with today got it. And they certainly encouraged me in the path. And I know that by being the conduit they are for their soul, God within them, their humanity, God within them, the spirit that's holy, God within them, making of themselves a conduit for that. I know that they're increasing the odds of someone else seeing it. And I know that that I have never seen more joyfully alive people than them. What a holiday bounty for James, the one speaking here.